heard my name. My name is Dennis Maina, and I am a counseling psychologist by profession. That's what I do. And I'm glad to be with you today. I came into this opportunity about 1.5 years ago. That's in February of 2020. And at the time I was getting to this opportunity, I had a serious gut problem. And now, when you have gut issues, the challenge is it does not only affect your gut, it also affects other aspects of your body. And this would also cause headaches and other pains in my body and other sicknesses. And I visited a number of specialists, gut specialists, and every time I would go and they would tell me, go take this medication. After, in case nothing changes or based on how you'll be feeling, come back. Let's see what happens and we can try again. And that happened a number of times. And I felt this is too much. I can't be going to hospital every time I'm getting medication, come take the medication, and the cycle continues. So as I was consulting a number of people, I was referred to a certain doctor. And this doctor, one of the first things he told me, the first thing we needed to do is eliminate antibiotics from my gut. He said, anytime I am taking antibiotics, I am making my gut worse. So the first thing he did was, he told me, you will not be taking tablets, and especially those that are likely to harm you. He told me there are only specific tablets I can take. So one of the things he told me, now we are going to be doing injections when I need them. And that's what he did. He did that, and then I started stabilizing. Then after a while now, he told me, you've stabilized. Now I'm not giving you any more medication. What we will do, we will now continue the treatment using diet and using supplements. And he sent me to a place where I would get supplements. And I started taking my diet seriously, and I could see the improvement and the change. And as this happened, now he told me, I do not want to see you again in my clinic unless you're coming for another reason or you're coming to say hi to me. And now that woke me up, because I knew now I can't run there and I can't run anywhere else, because these guys, any other place, they're going to take me to through the same cycle. And after a while, I told myself, now I have to get serious with my diet and with supplementing. But the supplements I was taking, where he had referred me to, one of the things I would see is, as I would read the labels, they would say some of the supplements would not be accepted in some, like probably they would say like it's not accepted in some of the cities, in some of the states in the US. And that was alarming to me, because if it's not accepted, that means there's something wrong with it. And some of the supplements would have things like lead, which are not very good for our health. So, and in the course of this, I was thinking, no, this is much better than taking the antibiotics and all that, because I can feel better. And at that time, I shared my story with my sister, Carol, who was in this opportunity already, and she told me, come try the supplements, the Neolife supplements, and see how they'll serve you. And she told me they are fully organic supplements, just try and see. And the change was tremendous. And after 6 months of taking the supplements, I would feel the change, I would feel the effect that supplements were having on my health. And it was more or less a turnaround. And in the last 1 year before that, 2018, 2019, I had visited the hospital. My wife and I, because we were both not well, we had visited the hospital close to 100 times. And this is not an exaggeration. Close to 100 times we were in and out of hospital, 2018, 2019. But after we started taking supplements, the whole of 2020, we never visited the hospital. And up to this year, I think we visited the hospital twice since then. And for us, that was great change. And that's the story. And that's why I want to share with you about gut health. That's why I'm passionate about sharing my story and about sharing these supplements and this opportunity, the Neolife opportunity, and the supplements that Neolife presents. So I will now go straight into it. That's my story. And let me now go straight into letting us know more about gut health and what it entails. So I will share my screen. And because of time, I may not take so much time, but I know the people who have invited you here can shed more light into this. So I hope you can see my screen, and let me get straight into it. So yes, we are sharing about gut health, and I believe we all can attest to the fact that the greatest wealth is our health, because if you're not healthy, that basically means that you cannot do so many other things that you'd want to do in life, because you're always considering your health. And you're always your attention cannot be directed fully into other things. And what happens with our health is that if you want to live a healthy life and to have a healthy lifestyle, there are three major things that you need to combine. That is exercise, rest, and diet. And it's recommended that we should exercise 3 or more times in a week, 15 to 20 minutes. And obviously, as you get used, the more minutes you're able to exercise, the better it gets for you. Then sleep and rest, very key, very important at times. And rest does not only mean when you are sleeping. It's important to take other times to rest. And it's recommended that we should do 6 to 8 hours of rest every night. And this helps our bodies recover, our bodies rest, get rid of waste and all that. So rest is very key. Then our diet, very important, because food can make or break us. We are actually what we eat. So that's also very critical. And what happens to us, the moment we are born, we are very vibrant. Our vibrance is probably at 100% or something close to that, 90 and above. So I know you probably, if you remember when you are a child, the activeness, or if you are around children, you know the vibrance that they have. And however, with time, you find that people begin getting tired, getting sick for different reasons as they move from birth to around 80, and as their years go on. Then, and what happens is that our health and our vibrance starts dipping, where we get tired because of stress, lack of sleep. Our sleep goes down. And obviously when you are stressed, at times, like the body mechanism, our sleep hygiene deteriorates. Then exercise, we don't even have the energy to exercise. And our weight again starts going up. And however, it also depends on your body. There are some people who will lose weight depending on your body type. And with this, now we get to us, if we don't take care of that, we get to a point where we start getting sick. And now the issues of arthritis, sugar, cholesterol, and this brings about issues like stroke, diabetes, heart attacks, and all that. So what is happening at that time is that we move from being vibrant to being tired, and then finally to getting sick. And as we age, and we're not saying that you have to be vibrant, or that when you are at 60, at 70, at 80, you are as vibrant as you are in your childhood, in your 20s and 30s. But obviously, there is a level of vibrance that is equal to your age. And you'll find that at times, if someone is sick, they cannot be vibrant as they are expected to be at that age level. And this, one of the things that is caused, some of these things, or many at times, this is caused by our diet. And when you look at some dietary facts, is that many at times, 95% of the food that we eat lacks nutrients. And also, 75% of us deliberately consume foods, incorrect foods, or foods that don't have the right nutrients and all that, for different reasons. And probably one of the reasons is that when you check, you realize that many a times, the food that is good for our bodies and our health is not very sweet. and very sweet because of the way we have trained our bodies and our taste buds. We are used to eating very sweet things, and many times those foods are processed and are not healthy. So when you consider that, you find that when you consider what we should be eating for good nutrition, this is how the lifestyle pyramid should look like, where we have physical activity and weight management. We eat a high portion of whole grains, then high portions of fruits and vegetables, then proteins, and fats and sugars should be the least. However, many at times you find that that pyramid is inverted, whereby many at times people will eat more fats and sugars, more very high portions of proteins, fruits and vegetables, and I have come across very many people who tell me they don't like fruits. They don't enjoy eating fruits. And that's a challenge. That's a problem. So, and again, you find that whole grains, very minimal. And even when we are eating foods that are supposed to have whole grains, most of those foods are processed, like the bread and all probably the ugali, we eat processed foods. So the whole grains are not there. Then minimal physical activity. So, and you find now, what this will lead to obviously is gut health issues. And what do we mean by this? And what are some of the challenges that we are likely to encounter? One of the issues that we are likely to have is a challenge with our immune system. And this comes up with diseases which attack the body's immune system, and where the immune system attacks healthy cells. Then you find people having mood and health and mental health issues. Obviously, unstable moods and mental and other mental health challenges. Then you find people start getting also autoimmune diseases and also endocrine disorders. And these are disorders, these endocrine disorders are diseases related to the endocrine glands of the body. And these are the glands that produce hormones, which are chemical signals sent out or secreted through the bloodstream. And hormones, obviously, as we probably know, help the body regulate processes such as appetite, breathing, growth, fluid balance, immunization, weight control, our sleep. So when our hormones are not stable, they cause a lot of imbalance in the body. Then you find people also getting skin conditions and all these emanating from the gut, cancer, and also at some point you'll find that someone will have, like, because one of the things that is very key to the body is bacteria in the body. And if we don't have the right bacteria in our bodies, then our digestive tract is compromised. And like, for example, even when we are going for treatment, one of the things that will be many times you find quite a number of illnesses are treated with antibiotics. And when that happens, the drugs do not, many of the times, the drugs are not able to select the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. So they kill everything and they compromise our gut health. And what are some of the signs of unhealthy guts or unhealthy gut? One is stomach upset, where you find people having gas issues, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, and heartburns. Then another sign is an increased craving of high sugar diets, and this is where you find people want to do a lot of junk, because most of the times the junk food is high in sugars and a lot of processed foods. Then another challenge or another sign of unhealthy gut is weight changes, where at times you find many people, their weight is going to go up. For some people, they will lose weight. For example, I think for me, one of the challenges with my gut issue was loss of weight. For quite a number of people, it's weight gain. But for me, for example, for my case, it was weight loss. Then sleep disturbances and constant fatigue. Obviously, if you're not sleeping well, you're not resting well, that means you're likely to have fatigue because your body is not having enough time to rest. Then again, skin irritation, where people start having issues like eczema and all that, and inflammation because of inflammation of cells and all that. Then again, we go back to autoimmune conditions and food intolerances, where you find people, probably you take wheat products and they react negatively to the body, or you take milk products and some of those foods, and the body will react in a way that probably at times is not conducive. So what is the solution? You remember we said that many a times when this is happening, the lifestyle pyramid is inverted. Yeah. And how do we make sure that the pyramid of our lifestyle, of our lifestyle and how we eat and how we feed is right side up? The solution in this case for a healthy gut is, one is what happens when we want to, or when we have the right kind of lifestyle, is that our bodies and our gut is going to easily follow. And we find that our gut is the normal gas issues and all those, some of the signs and symptoms that we have witnessed. So, and our stress levels will go low. We are going to get enough sleep. And this means sleeping for 7 to 8 hours. The other thing and the other solution is we need to eat slowly. Yeah, many a times we do not chew our food. And you see the digestion of food begins in the mouth as we chew the food. So it's important to eat slowly. Yeah, and probably, I mentioned I'm a psychologist. Probably some of these things we have learned based on our background, based on the schools we went to. Yeah, probably if you are in the high school, a high school like the one I was in, there was no time to eat slowly. So you had to eat very fast. And we take these habits and they become part of us. So it's important to eat slowly. Then it's important to take enough water to stay hydrated and all that. Then, as I mentioned, in terms of stress levels, we also need to, even as we do all these things like exercising and eating right to reduce the stress levels, all those things, meditation, we need to also know what coping mechanisms to deal with stress, what coping mechanisms suit us best so that our stress levels are low. Obviously, stress is part of our life, but we have positive stress and negative stress. So it's important to know how do we deal with stress on a day-to-day basis. Then again, we need to also know what, we need to check our diet and know what is reacting negatively towards, or what diet is our body reacting negatively towards. So is it wheat? Is it milk? Is it a certain fruit? Is it a certain grain? And all that. So we need to know what food intolerances do we have so that we know how do we address those particular issues. Then changing diet. And again, changing diet does not only mean what we eat, but also in regards to the timing and also in the portions that we eat. That is also very key. And also obviously reducing on junk foods and foods that are high in sugar. Then taking probiotics and taking supplements. That is very critical. And why are probiotics and things like supplements critical? Because when you check at times the food that we buy, we'll go to the market and buy food, but you don't know when this food probably was harvested or when this food was got from the shamba, unless you are taking food from your own shamba or from your own garden. You're the one who is planting that food and harvest. You don't know what chemicals have been used on these foods. So that's why at times supplementing is important, because probably you're taking fruits that have come from Tanzania, fruits that have come from South Africa, and all those are places. And by the time that food is transported from wherever, even if it's up country within Kenya, it has taken a number of days. And you know, some of these foods should be consumed the soonest possible after coming from the garden. So that's why supplementing helps bridge that gap. And when you check what the Health Organization is saying, that, or one of the things they have said is that, by 2020, chronic illnesses would account for, many times would account for every 4 deaths, 3 out of every 4 deaths in the world. And again, COVID now has accelerated that. And when you look at all these, some of these illnesses, most of these illnesses are lifestyle illnesses. And where does the lifestyle begin? It begins with what we eat. So that hence, the Neolife solution of supplements, and where Neolife began about 62 years ago, and it began with Jerry Brasfield, who had issues with asthma issues, and at that particular point, he was given supplements by his mother, and he recovered. And through that, his dream was born, and the dream of supplementation. And one of the key things about the Neolife supplements is that there is a lot of research that goes into them. And this research is done by professionals, scientists, and doctors. And so that they can find the best solution that is suitable for the human body. And so any product that you get from Neolife is a product that has been researched, and it is a product that is suitable for our bodies. So what are some of the products that Neolife offers for a healthy gut and also our general health? One of the products is TreeNN. And TreeNN is a product or is a supplement that helps energize the body. And you've had one of the things that comes with gut issues is low energy. So it helps because TreeNN is a supplement that helps in the feeding of the cell. And I know if you probably remember a bit of biology, one of the things that you are told is that our cells should be permeable to allow nutrients to go in and to also allow the cell to get rid of waste. And that's what TreeNN does. It helps the cells in our bodies to get rid of waste and also absorb nutrients. So, and by so doing, they increase the cellular energy production. So that's TreeNN. Then we have carotenoid. And what carotenoid does, it's a combination of fruits and vegetables. And when you take carotenoid, by the time you are finishing one bottle of capsule, what happens is that it's as if you have taken 115 kg of fruits. And it helps, carotenoid is clinically proven to boost our immune capacity by 35% in 20 days. And this is something that is based and backed by research. Then another product is salmon oil and salmon omega oil, omega-3 oil. And the best part of the Neolife omega is that it has all the 8 required fatty acids. And when you check most of the omegas, I have done my research because this is one of the products that helped me a great deal. Because when you check most of the omega oils that you'll get around in chemists, in supermarkets, most of them have probably 1, 2, or 3 fatty acids, while an omega should have 8 fatty acids. So omega, very important. It helps, and one of the things that omega helps with is reduction of inflammation. And when you hear of people with autoimmune illnesses, it's because, like even arthritis is an example of an autoimmune illness. It's because their bodies are inflamed. Yeah. And one of the products in your life that helps deal with that is salmon oil. Then you have multivitamin and mineral, and this helps to provide 23 minerals, and these minerals help us to have a complete balanced diet. And the World Health Organization estimates that about 66% to 80% of the world's population is iron deficient, and it also, most of our bodies lack so many essential minerals. And multivitamin and mineral is a supplement and a product that helps bridge that gap. So this is a solution to have, one of the solutions to have our pyramid turned right side up. When you combine these 4, which are usually in a sachet, this is a very these are very good supplements to take on a day-to-day basis so that we can have, so that they can help bridge that gap of a balanced diet. Then we go to other Neolife solution products. We have one like stage 6, which helps in elimination, and and especially when people are having issues like constipation and all that, it helps with elimination, and it's very soothing to the stomach. It does not leave someone with cramps, and it's also very mild. Then we have fiber tablets. Fiber tablets have both soluble and insoluble fiber, and they help in the digestion system, the digestion process in our stomachs. Then we have zinc. Zinc is very critical in the healing of our gut and also in establishing a good metabolism in our bodies. Then we have NutriShake and Neolife Shake, and these are they are very good products and very good supplements that are soluble in water and most of the fluids, where you can just mix and take them. They are rich in proteins, so they help satisfy they help the gut feel satisfied, so that, and especially for people, probably like people who probably are craving sugars and all that, they can help balance that. And also probably people who are overeating because of a certain imbalance in their body, NutriShake and Neolife Shake are very key in that, and also in soothing the gut. Then we also have garlic, that is also very critical in the healing of our gut and also in balancing the gut system. Then we also have aloe vera plus, which helps in soothing, and these are a very tasty product, and it helps in soothing away stress while energizing and promoting digestive comfort. It helps in revitalizing our body, and it also helps when one has gas issues, when one has acidity issues. It's also very important in some of those aspects. Then we have acidophilus, which helps, which is we mentioned probiotics. It's a probiotic that is very critical in our digestive health. It helps to regulate intestinal activity and also promote colon health. And it also helps in supporting immunity, a healthy balance of the flora. So a very important supplement as well. And with Neolife, you can be your best. And because when you have good health, you can be at your best. You have the energy, you have the ability to produce, and you have the ability to become effective in anything and everything that you do. Because you are healthy, you are energetic. So what Neolife helps you with, it helps you to attain health and wellness, both physically and financially. It helps you achieve and maintain your ideal weight. And it has so many benefits that you can share with the people around you. And when you get into Neolife, our main mission is to make the world a healthier and a happier place. When we give you health, we have made you happier, we have made you healthier. And Neolife also comes with so many other advantages that I probably will not be able to mention right now. However, you can mention them to, you can talk to the person who invited you to this meeting, and they'll be able to break it down for you. All the benefits that Neolife comes with, all the other supplements, and because Neolife also offers solutions to so many other health issues, not only the gut health, but so many other health issues. So kindly talk to the person who invited you to this meeting, and they'll be able to break it down a bit more for you and shed more light into what Neolife is able to offer. Thank you so much for your time. I now take the meeting back